Nightclub. Please welcome Jeremy Joseph, who needs a microphone. And here it comes. So you really are doing every single event. Just talk us through what's gone and what's to come.
What have we done so far? So we started off with Silverstone, that was the half marathon, then obviously the London Marathon, then we did the Vitality 1 mile, the that was the Vitality 10k, then the Vitality 1 mile, and then this Sunday we're on to doing the 100-mile cycle, and then we finish with the two-mile swim serpentine.
And you will, assuming you complete the 2 mile, and get that inaugural medal for the classics. Are you dreading it? Are you looking forward to it? Which is your easiest discipline?
I'm looking forward to getting the medal. As for dreading it, yeah, I think the next 2 events are going to be the hardest. I mean, with the London Marathon, that was kind of different for me because I've done 8, so this was my 8th one. I knew what I was doing. Sunday's really scary. I've never cycled this kind of distance before in this kind of time, so that's going to be really frightening. I'm looking forward to it because it'd be great to get onto a bike with no cars on the road. I suddenly realised how many drivers don't know how to look after cyclists. I think actually now, maybe one of the good things people should do is make cycling part of driving tests so they actually understand how much space to give a cyclist. I've kind of learned a lot training for this.
In the bottom right-hand corner of each of these slides, you can see a little logo that says Slido. If you log on to Slido and use the hashtag PRL2017, you can ask Jeremy a question and we'll read it out on stage. So have a think about that, what you'd like to ask.
Nothing too complicated.
Now we'll ask you, if you had a complete free choice between which event to do, a swim, a run or a cycle, what order would you like to do them as a daily training thing?
Without a doubt, running. I mean, running's my first love and I love that, and London Marathon is the event of the year, so to me that's my aim goal. I'm loving doing the cycling, but the cycling takes a lot more time. Out of everything you train for, cycling takes more time out of the day and it's harder to do. Swimming is the most boring one. We're just going up and down, and then you lose count. I started playing bingo in the pool to try and remember how many lengths I've done, so you're playing bingo slogans because it's easier than numbers.
And among participants in any of the events you've done this year, nightclub owner would be in a fairly small minority. We think of people like Peter Stringfellow, late nights, unhealthy living. How has this sort of fitness regime come about for you?
A lot of it is because I've lived with an eating disorder, and I had to try and find ways to cope with that eating disorder, and one of the ways of doing that was trying to change my exercise routine. And all of this started by me running with someone and actually getting big-headed because they were running the London Marathon. I went, oh, I can do that, thinking, no you can't. But in the end it just took me a long time, and then I trained and got to it. So it's good to be able to, as running nightclubs and working nights, it's kind of important to get up during the day and do things. So it's really important for me to get out of bed and make sure I put that time aside for training.
So your early morning run, as it were, is like lunchtime or something, is it?
No, I actually get out of bed early. I set my alarm and I take that time out because the people don't expect me to be awake in the morning. So I take the mornings out to do training, so no one's going to call you, no one's going to text you, no email. It's my time.
And has it caught on? Have your staff followed suit? Have any of the clubbers decided, oh yeah, he looks well on it, we'll have a go?
Well, no one said I look well on it. Well, actually, the great thing about Swim Serpentine is that we're putting a team forward, and I really like it with the London Marathon and even this, it's been very solo. And Swim Serpentine is going to be an event that we've got a team together, so I'm quite excited about that. So we're all kind of doing some training together, and there's people who've never done this before going to be doing it this time around because they watched it last year. So I like the fact that we've got a team together.
Which hands up if you're raising money for charity. So you pledged to raise £1 million for the Elton John AIDS Foundation, and people think that's great, noble aim, but you've raised 440,000.
I think we're at 440,000 so far, so we're hoping to obviously keep the fundraising going. We've got an event on Saturday night before as like a pre-RideLondon event, so we're going to be doing that. So that's, so anything we can do, we use these events to hopefully promote fundraising.
Does the man himself come along? Might we see him cycle?
It hasn't come along, but we're let's hopefully when we hit the 1 million target, he does.
So, what are you looking forward to most, and what are you dreading about a cycle? Given that you said it's a big time commitment, it's not your first choice of things to do. Have you done plenty of training? Are you well conditioned for it?
I managed to get up to 50 miles. I've done that. I think my biggest fear for someday is getting a puncture. When I did my 15-mile cycle, I got 9 miles in, I got a puncture. I had no idea how to change a tyre. Luckily, there was a Halford just there, and they changed it for me. If that happens on Sunday, that's going to be my biggest fear, because I still haven't worked out how to repair one or how to put a new. I've got a spare inner tube, but no idea how to put them on. So if anyone sees me at the side, please stop and help me, because I've got no idea.
And when you get to the end of this challenge, where you've done all of the London Marathon events in a year, you've got your blink, will you keep going with all of them, or will you revert to being a runner, do you think?
Ask me that after Swim Serpentine. I don't know the answer to that at the moment, because Sunday is such an unknown thing. We did Swim Serpentine last year, so I'm a little bit, I know what we're doing on that. We're doubling the length we're doing this year, but I don't really, the cycle thing is so unknown to me, so I'm not going to answer that today. But I'd love to do it again. I mean, I'm really looking forward the fact that you're not doing the Silverstone half and it's going to be the London half. That's going to be really exciting. It's like it's half the London Marathon, but it's the opposite route. So you start in London, at central London, and you end up in Greenwich. I think that's the exciting event for next year.
So a question that's come in is, in terms of doing so many sports events this year, do you progress to something like an Ironman as the obvious next challenge?
Well, I have said to marathon events, and I keep hinting to them that they're going to do a triathlon. I mean, they're kind of doing it, but they've got it split. They've got the marathon, they've got the swim, they've got the cycle. So isn't the triathlon the next stage for them? And if they do it, I'll do it.
What are you looking forward to post-event? Do you have a splurge that you look forward to in terms of eating or drinking post-event?
No, do you know what? Because of the carb loading, I hate I don't eat for about a day afterwards. I hate it. It gets to the stage where you're forcing yourself to eat, and you don't want to have. You're not even hungry, but you know you've got to have those carbs before the event. So for me, once I've finished it, ice cream. Ice cream is it. That rules. Sorbet, ice cream, lots of it. Food, no.
And let's say you finish early afternoon, will you be in the club that evening?
No, I'm going to go straight to bed. I've got a little dog, and he's staying with a friend, and he'll be waiting for me at Buckingham Palace. As soon as I get him, we're home.
We wish you well on it. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeremy Joseph.
Thank you. Good luck to everyone else.